This is a Marshall Enterprises presentation. Why you should have a gun trust, a firearms trust. There are several reasons why. However, I'm going to show you a sample of some paperwork. And I won't tell you where this came from. I won't give them the credit. I do not use them. They're not sponsoring me, and I'm not recommending their product. If you type this information in and put into Google, it may pop up, but I am not recommending them. I'm just showing you, the setup of a firearms trust, of what you could do and what you should do. Now, with a firearm trust, your trustees and your beneficiaries have access to the weapons. So the trustees and the beneficiaries should be properly vetted, meaning they should have they should have fingerprints on file and or background check. They should be of the age according to their state. Some states 18, other states 21. They cannot have a history of domestic violence. They could not have a history of, they can have mental defects. They can't have, felonies. So what you would do is you create this trust, and you would put in whoever is going to be your trustee. And if you fill this one out, this one is a grantor. You're going to be the trustee, and you can be the beneficiary. It is a revocable type trust, revocable living trust. And it lasts the lifetime of the grantor. After the passing of the grantor, the items are then passed down to the beneficiaries, or if you put into the wording of the trust how you want the trust to carry on after the grantor's death is, what you can do. All right, so the basic premise of getting a firearm trust or creating a firearms trust is to be able to transfer the weapons from the grantor to the trust. The trustee takes care of the weapons, and the beneficiaries have access to the trust property, which are the weapons. And the benefit is, if the beneficiaries wanted to go to the range to use an NRA or NFA regulated item, because they are beneficiaries of this trust and the weapons are property of the trust, they have access to it, and it won't be a criminal offense. Meaning, anyone caught with the class 3, class 3 weapon that isn't registered or supposed to be in possession of that weapon takes a chance on getting a charge. However, if you have a firearms trust and you are named as a beneficiary or a trustee, then you are immune, or you're exempt from, being liable to those charges, if that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, I can go into better detail, but this is just the basic outline of what a firearms trust is, what is it used for, and the different criteria that's involved. I'm going to show you the NRA checklist of what falls under NRA items, and I'm going to show you what states they are legal and what states they're not legal. So this is about firearm trust or gun trust. A lot of people, this may be your first time hearing about a gun trust or a firearms trust. There are a lot of people that know about this, have known about this for years. So I'm trying to introduce you to something that you may not have known about before, that you may want to add to your arsenal of paperwork. And it protects you, it protects your family. Now, the goal of having a trust is to own nothing, but control everything. So the trust is actually going to purchase these firearms. These firearms are going to be listed and registered under the trust, not under anyone's personal name. So the trust owns the property, and the beneficiaries of the trust are the ones that can actually use the property. The trustees are the ones that take care of the property. Got it? So If you are not a member yet of one block at a time, if you are not a member yet of Bud Brownsville LLC here on YouTube, please get a membership so you can see me break down the Firearms Trust. I will go through page by page of what you need to, well, I can't help you fill it out, but I can show you what needs to be on these documents. So when you create yours will have proper footing. Okay? So if you're not a member already, please join so you can get exclusive content. If you don't want to join and you want to piece together information on your own, more power to you. This is Bud Brownsville, and this is a brief introduction to Firearms Trust. We're talking about gun trust. And the reason why gun trusts are formed is for the protection and for the easy way to transfer your firearms to other members of your family and to other entities without having to pay a tax or having many penalties. Now, the National Firearms Act regulates certain weapons and certain how can I say it? Well, destructive devices. It's listed here. If you look on the screen here, you know which firearms are regulated under the NFA. Shotgun with the barrel or barrels less than 18 inches or in length. A weapon made from a shotgun, if such weapon is modified as an overall of less than 26 inches, a barrel or barrels less than 18 inches, a rifle having a barrel or barrels of less than 16 inches in length, a weapon made from a rifle, if such weapon is modified, has an overall length of less than 26 inches, or a barrel or barrels less than 16 inches, Any weapon as defined in subsection E, which I didn't bring up here, but you can definitely pull this act up yourself. A machine gun, a silencer, and a destructive device. So if you look at the link up here, atf.gov, firearms, which firearms are regulated under the NFA. If you go to the ATF website and you go through their frequently asked questions or you go through their drop-down menus, it'll take you to, you know, the information that you probably are looking for as to the breakdown of all of these information. You know, what is a machine gun? What is a silencer? What is a suppressor, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so the National Firearms Act regulates certain types of firearms. Now, they regulate it by placing a tax on it. You have to register them and you have to pay a tax when you transfer them, unless you have a trust, or unless, you know, there's other exceptions, and this is missing me right now, but I'll mention it later on in this video. But another point to bring to your attention, which is very important, is what items are allowed by each state. So if you look at this list here, Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, such and so, you know, all of these states allow everything from machine guns to suppressors to short barrel rifles to short barrel shotguns to any other weapons and destructive devices. All right. And as you scroll down to the tri-state area, which is New Jersey and New York, very important to look at this. New Jersey, machine guns are allowed. New York, no. You know, all of the other topics, this I believe is destructive, any other weapon, and relics. These will be relics. So no. New York, yes. This was going to be, let me look it up, destructive devices and curios and relics. Destructive devices and curios and relics. So many of the states allow most of these weapons. Now, let's be clear. The weapons that are highlighted here, which are machine guns, suppressors, short barrel rifles, short barrel shotguns, any other weapon or destructive devices, these are not illegal. Although, if you go by the states that, you know, make them illegal, let's say in Delaware, short barrel shotguns is illegal. So by virtue of the fact that these items are illegal if you're following the outlines and follow the letter of the law. Local law trumps federal law if you're on local property, if you're on state property. So state law trumps federal law. In other words, the weapon may be regulated, may be allowed, or may be legal federally, but if the state doesn't allow it, you can get trouble in the state. So which this list is very good to go by. All right. So again, these items are regulated by the National Firearms Act, the Alcohol, Tobacco, and the agency, the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Agency regulates these things, and you have to apply for certain licenses to be able to possess, to own, to handle, etc. These, and to manufacture. You can actually get a license to manufacture these of your own, to take apart weapons and reconstruct them. Okay, so moving right along, this is just a tidbit of what I'm going to bring to you. And we're talking about gun trusts and why would you need one? Why should you consider one? And I thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And I thank you for doing your own due diligence and researching this type of information. And I hope this is beneficial to someone. Peace, everybody. Peace.
Check his YouTube channel, watch him show and prove. Mobilize people, let's move, let's choose. But Brownsville, that's a chess move. But Brownsville is your best move. But Brownsville, he coming through. But Brownsville, watch the rest move.